If you clicked here, you're looking to see some tips for Swords of Ditto, so let's go ahead and get to it, but don't forget to do all the things that cool kids do, and let me just take a second to say, you look great today, by the way. So let's get to it. The first thing to keep in mind is time only passes when you're outside, with a few exceptions, like the town and Astro's altar. So these two places can be farmed to get extra cash or drops without any penalty to your time. And there's always a little icon I'll show that lets you know when time isn't passing. That being said, it's best to explore your map early on to get a feel for it and figure out how to get around. And by doing this, you can actually activate the air kazoo stops at dungeons that you don't have access to even yet, which makes navigating really fast late game. Another thing I'm going to point out are these TP panels. I was really scared of them early on, but they actually charge your TP, which is your toy power. So yeah, you can actually use them to use your toys infinitely while standing on them, so don't be scared. Moving on. In dungeons, break everything, but also keep in mind that there's not always something good waiting for you on the other side. Now, there are some items like these crystals that always drop money or good items, so always keep an eye out for those and experiment to find more. Another dungeon tip is keep in mind that large clumps of grass can be set on fire to not only loot them quickly, but set enemies on fire if timed right. That's always good to give you an edge when going up against multiple enemies at once. Now, to gain access to all the main dungeons in a single playthrough, you have to level up at least 4 times. Now, exploring random dungeons is always good for this, but always keep your eye out for the dojo. This is more of a monster gauntlet, but you can level up several times pretty quickly. Just keep in mind the deeper you go, the harder the enemies get, so don't try your luck too hard or you'll be starting completely over. And another way to level up quickly is to take quests and complete them early on. Now, keep in mind quests can not only be found in the town, but also in houses on the overworld as well. So always run in to check for quests. If nothing else, they might have a treasure chest in there you can loot. But while exploring the overworld, be sure not to cut too much grass or fight too many enemies, because this is where you're wasting most of your time. And now, 2-player can be pretty fun, but do not enter the main boss room in the toy dungeons with 2 people in at one time, because you'll get 2 of the fallen swords to have to fight. It's a lot easier to have them drop out and then come back in after you've entered the room, because 2 of them are very hard to take out. And I think they're one of the toughest enemies in the game. I mean, I've had them catch my bombs. Now, early game you'll find celestial tokens, which you take to the weird whale fountain thing to turn in. Once you find enough to unlock it, you'll be able to use a new currency to either buy an extra life or rewind time itself. This will be the main way you'll buy time to do more dungeons or complete more quests before fighting Mormo. But you can also keep your eyes out on the overworld for some strange bubble enemies that are carrying orbs. These orbs are taken to Astro's altar, and once you find all of them, it will not only buy an extra day for that sword, but all future swords as well, which is great and will help save a lot of shards that you'll be spending on that whale shrine. Now, win or lose, your shards and money are going to be carried over, so account for that. And don't leave the next sword broke. Alright guys, I wanted to make this one short and sweet, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this one here. If you want to see more in-depth videos, I should have a few more coming out over the next couple of days. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.